Hi, I'm here in Baton Rouge in South Louisiana with my mom Joyce, and today we're going to make pralines. Pralines are made from two ingredients. They're made from pecans and sugar primarily, and it's a special Louisiana thing because that's what we're known for. We're known for pecans and not pecans and sugar.
Milk.
So what else do we put in the pralines, Mom?
I use evaporated milk, and this is a recipe that my grandmother, Janet's great-grandmother, made for me when I was a child, and she always made it in a big black skillet, iron skillet, and all the neighbors would love her pralines and say, "Oh, Mrs. Bush's pralines are the best."
The critical ingredients are pecans, and it's 2 cups of pecans and sugar. This is just regular granulated sugar, and it's 2 cups, so it's a 1-to-1 ratio between the sugar and the pecans. And we've got half of that in evaporated milk. This is not sweetened condensed milk, but just standard evaporated milk, so that's 1 cup of that. And then at the end, you'll see that we're going to use 2 ounces of butter, a half a stick of butter, and then 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So those are our ingredients. Mom talked about using the cast iron skillet, but to be honest, she uses a slightly different one, which is just aluminum, and it works just fine. Okay, so what's the first step here, Mom?
I put 2 cups of granulated sugar in the skillet and turn it on high, the burner on high. Then I add 2 cups of pecans. Then I add 1 cup of evaporated milk.
I can hear it sizzling.
And you stir it. And let it all.
So what temperature do you have the burner on?
I have it on high right now, but I'm going to turn it down. As soon as it starts boiling, I'll turn it down to medium high. But you have to have it boiling fast the whole time.
This looks like something you can't just start and move away from.
No,
huh?
you need to stay here and stir it, and you don't have to stir it constantly, but you have to watch it. Okay, we'll let it come to a boil, and then I'll turn it down just a little bit.
Is it starting to bubble, Mom?
Just a little bit. We're going to let it come to a boil, and then I'll start stirring it constantly. Usually after it starts to come to a rolling boil, it takes about 10 minutes. And you see there it's coming up. It's going to make a rolling boil that you can't really stir down. And it's going to come all the way to the top of that pot, so you have to stand here and stir it. Okay, see, it's coming up now. You have to really stir it. You don't want it to stick. So keep going all around. Now I'll turn it down to about 8, but I want it to keep that rolling boil. About a quarter of a teaspoon of cream of tartar. And it'll help it to make a good caramel color. And I also use cream of tartar when I'm making beating my egg whites for meringue.
People don't usually put the pecans in until the end. Why do you put the pecans in now? Like right from the beginning?
Because I think it gives the sugar a very nice flavor. It doesn't just taste like granulated sugar. It just makes a nice flavor.
So you're saying the pecan flavor gets into the sugar?
Exactly, into the sugar.
And I bet it roasts the pecans too, doesn't it?
It roasts the pecans. I just like it better. It's starting to thicken and a little channel's forming. Well, it hadn't left the pot yet, but it's gone. Yeah.
Leaving the pot. Now, what does that mean?
That means when you stir it, you can see a open space in the skillet.
How long has it been, Mom?
It's been about 8 minutes since I started. That should be really soon.
Pot yet?
Just about. Ready to leave the pot. See how it's making a big channel there?
But that's not quite ready yet.
Almost. I don't want to let it go too long. If you let it go too long, they get hard before you have a chance to pour.
Is it leaving the pot?
See how it's leaving the pot? Big channels. Can you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So you've turned off the
Turned
stovetop.
off the stovetop, and I'm going to move it to a coal burner because this is an electric stove. Put in our butter. Put in measure a teaspoon of that for me, please.
Got my niece Sarah here helping with the vanilla.
Is that good?
That's fine, honey. Thank you. Then look in this drawer and get a metal spoon. I'm not going to wait too long. Drop it.
Okay, she's got to stir fast here.
My butter's not melted yet. I should have cut it, but it looks good. See how it changed looks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no more bubbles.
Well, but I mean it's
Okay. So now she's shifted to the metal spoon, and we've got newspaper set up with wax paper on top of a nice wood chopping block here. And she's doing the final stirring to get that butter melted.
my grandma didn't like good butter, but I like it. It makes it a little bit creamier. It's slightly different from hers, but not a whole lot. The taste is much the same. And if you don't think it's done enough, you can always put it back on the stove. Then you just start setting them out like piles of pralines. Cover that one up.
We're almost done.
I'm gonna get another spoon and scrape my spoon from it. Might burn.
So the last ones are starting to harden.
They're starting to set
Or
up.
set up, as my mom calls it,
Setting up.
before you can get it out. So these are just not going to, they're going to taste great, but they're not going to be as pretty as those first ones. These first ones are all nice and clear and shiny. The later ones get a little bit more cloudy.
There you go.
But I'd gladly eat even those. This is my favorite part here, the end of the pan. As a kid, you could just sit there and scrape the pan.
We'll let you scrape it, Janet. We'll let you scrape it.
Yeah. Well, now that our pralines are done, it's time to enjoy them. They look great, Mom. Don't you think so?
I do. They turned out very nicely. Nice and shiny, and they're not sticky.
Nope. And they go great with our coffee. We've got our little demi-tasse of coffee. And a bite of praline. Very good. I want to thank everyone for coming and sharing this moment with us. I hope that your pralines come out as good as these, because I certainly hope that mine do. And I just want to thank Mom for showing us all how. Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome.